So, I know I've already made a few Castle Crashers videos in the past, but there are a couple of, really a few things I didn't go over when I was making my Insane Mode video. So, one thing I have learned recently is actually the heavyweight juggle. Just as you're about to hit the ground with a heavy hit against an enemy, you can do another heavy attack and pretty much do the regular light juggle on them from there. Best place to practice that is going to actually be at the level with the cone heads. I'll just quickly demonstrate what I'm talking about here. It'll be easier and make a lot more sense when you see it. First, I'm gonna get rid of this guy, obviously. Should hopefully be enough. Yep, we're good. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's not the easiest to do, like, endlessly, compared to the lightweight enemies, but if you get the rhythm down, you can actually keep it going for quite a while. Anyway, that's it as far as the heavyweight juggle goes. That's pretty much all you needed to know. I also found out you can do this recently. And both of those things, I actually saw in a Insane Mode guide. Link to that dude will be in the description. I also saw more of the heavyweight juggle in action watching the Necromancer Insane Mode tips. And I will be sure to quickly go over that. I'd recommend just checking out his video. It's going to be a lot easier to understand and follow if you're to just watch it and read what's on screen. But I'll give you the gist. So, first wave against the Necromancer. It goes without saying that that's usually pretty easy. Now, the second wave, when all the freaking beefy minions come out, and by all I mean all three of them, but anyway, your goal there is to take out the enemies in this order. Usually you'll want to go for the alien first, and then you'll want to kill the Saracen. It's the desert Muslim looking bandit from the desert level. You know, that guy. And then basically after those two, you want to go for the beefy bear. And generally what you'll want to do is you'll want to probably leave the beefy barbarian alive till the end, or the demon. I personally think that if you can make it happen, leave the beefy barbarian alive, because it's better to get grabbed and thrown by him instead of the brute. The brute does way too much damage with his grabs and throws. But anyway, I'll just demonstrate everything as far as the Necromancer fight goes. I'll see y'all on the other side. And yeah, check out those two links in the description. They're very, very helpful, especially if you're just starting Insane Mode. But yeah, I'll shut up now. I'm gonna go away for a bit. So one other thing I did forget to mention, when you're getting chased around by the beefy minions in the Necromancer fight, because they can just pluck you out of midair, which sucks, it's annoying. What you can do to be safe about it is stay towards the bottom of the screen and just try to, like, essentially be Spider-Man and spam magic at the top. That's usually very safe. I'll show off what I mean. I'll shut up now. Alright, so like I said, links to how to handle that more easily will be in the description. And it's funny, as you may have noticed, yes, you can actually do the Endless Light Juggle in the Necromancer. And that video actually is why I knew how to do that. Again, I would recommend checking both vids out if you want to have a better general understanding of how to do well in Insane Mode and just have a much more comfortable time in general. So I suppose before I end it off really quick, I'll go over the best weapons and pets to use for Insane Mode. And this is something that's mutually agreed amongst basically most players, so you might have noticed I'm getting a lot of health from food pickups. It's because of Piggy here. Definitely recommend using him, especially if you're doing the Necromancer boss fight. He's also pretty dang helpful in levels that offer food that really drag on. Now for something like the desert, I would actually recommend taking a Hawkster with, just in case. And even Medusa's Lair. And the Marsh for that matter. But yeah, as far as best animal orbs in the game, if we're talking about just leveling up, Giraffe, obviously. Best pets to use for Insane Mode, you'll want to use Piggy, of course, Hawkster. Snoot is hands down the best. He gives you +5 to strength. Snoot is the elephant here. If you want to have the best overall attack for Insane Mode, then this is the combo you want to use, along with the Golden Skull Mace. The other great pet to use for Insane Mode, there are a couple. Well, a few, actually. You can use the Beholder. Gives you a crap ton more magic power. He's not bad. A Burly Bear is okay, but if you're going for defense, you're better off just using... I forgot what this thing's name even is. The lizard one. Don't use the Troll. That one's just, eh. Yeah, increases defense. It doesn't really tell you there. If he hits either by 4 or 5 points, pretty damn good, honestly. As far as weapons go, pretty much all the Insane Mode weapons are like, they should be your go-to, but there are a couple of other exceptions. Such as the Skeleton Mace. I would say that's still pretty good. If you don't mind the defense debuff, you can use this. If you're going to do that, though, I'd recommend taking either the Salamander or Hawkster with. This weapon got heavily nerfed when the remaster came around. It actually used to be the best magic weapon, and now just look at it. It's no longer what it once was. I would actually consider the King's Mace. Also, that's really decent. Another really good one is the Necromancer Blade. A couple of other good ones are going to be the final boss Flame Sword you get. I personally don't like weapons like these that have elements, though, because they can actually make you drop your juggles. So I wouldn't recommend using it. One of the videos in the description may actually recommend it, but I really would advise against it. Anything that has an element. Another good weapon that has this similar problem is this one. Like, the poison is nice and all, don't get me wrong, but if it's going to make you drop combos, you're better off with something else. The 4 general best weapons, like, if we're talking the most top tier, that's going to be the Mancatcher, which is, unfortunately, DLC. The Golden Chainsaw here, which is usually my go-to. In fact, I'm going to swap right back to it. I forgot what this thing's called, and then the Golden Skull Mace. This one's not bad. I don't like that it takes away your agility, though. It actually does make you very slightly slower, and it makes you obviously do less damage with arrows. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for Castle Crashers on the channel anyway. Unless anyone wants to, like, see any more. I might post a video or two in the future. I really don't know. One other thing I suppose I should mention, if you want to make leveling up as quick as possible, just use the fishing pole. Or any weapon, really, that gives you neutral attack or nothing, really. Like, even this would be really good for leveling up on Insane Mode. Except it has crit. Yeah, you want something that's going to decrease your attack. And again, you frankly don't want to put any points into attack period until you hit 99, especially if you want to get to 99 quick as possible. And just so I can show that, you know, I'm not bullshitting or fucking around, let me pull up my Steam profile for the hours played in this game really quick, and then I'll show you the next thing I want to get into. So keep in mind, I've been a huge fan of this game ever since it initially came out when I was like 18 and still in my junior year of high school. On the PC port alone, I've put in over 385 hours, which I know might sound ridiculous, but I'm about to show you why it's that long to begin with. And I'm sorry that this video is running a little long. I'm about to wrap it up here. But yeah, again, just so I can show and prove that I'm not fucking around, I did bother to get all 31 characters and level each one up to 99. And I do have plans to get all the Insane Mode Golden Skull tokens with them. I think that'd be a really great achievement for me personally. And I enjoy the game that much, so it's like, why not? But yeah, if you wanted a bit more insight on Insane Mode, I'd recommend going to check out both of those videos, especially the one involving the Necromancer fight, if that's where you're struggling. That's where most players, especially their first time, and especially if they're doing it solo, that's usually where they struggle at, is the Necromancer. He's just redonkulous. Not him specifically, but the minions. And one other thing I didn't mention, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, it's actually really easy to fight the Necromancer at that point after you deal with all the minions. I think I've already kind of shown it off. One thing you can do to make it really easy for ground combat is just hold your shield while you're facing him, let him take a swing at you, and then do your XXXYY right there on the ground. And anytime he sends you back from guarding, just hold the shield button, let him attack you. Careful for his ground magic spell though. If he's not shooting out a skeleton, the hands of the ground will hurt you, but it really doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But anyway, that's more or less going to cover it for Castle Crashers on the channel. Hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next one, which is going to be some more Hero Coliseum content in Xenoverse 2. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.